Yeah, Johnny Grube, mantraining.com. Today's workout is quite simple. Well, it's not that simple, but I mean, short. I did one set of 30 trap bar deadlifts with 185. I've made other videos where I've carried it and did 10 deadlifts or 10, trap bar deadlifts every 10 yards for a total of 50. It's good. It's great for conditioning. It's great for grip strength. Great for overall body strength. I like the lighter weight for higher reps. I just do. So I've been for quite a long time. It seems to work for me because of my real world. I'm very rarely ever lifting all out max weight. Okay? I need strength, condition strength like I coined a long time ago so I can continue on. So, one of the things that I talk about all the time and a lot of people might give me some hate for is talking about their heroes. Jordan Peterson, for one, okay? It's not that his message is bad at all. It's just that he doesn't live his message. And I'm not the kind of guy that's going to tell you how to make millions of dollars and become an entrepreneur. I don't do those things. I have a job. I've had for the last, since I've been 12 years old, been maintained a job since I've been 18, from then until now, never laid off, unemployed. So it works for me, okay? People out there to say, I can't work for somebody, it's because you haven't found the job that works for you. If you are a wild person and you are fucking basically uncivilized, well, working in an office building with these woke motherfuckers isn't going to help you. That's why I enjoy blue collar, because it's still fucking basically primal. Eliminate some of the pussies in that environment and it's a fucking thriving, fun, ball breaking, physical type of environment, okay? To where you're in a white collar environment, your life is sucked out of you. So, whatever works for you, but I don't push a message that I don't live by, okay? I don't tell you, don't eat sugar. I still eat sugar, okay? I went 2 years without it one time. I still enjoy some sugar once in a while, okay? If it becomes a real hassle for me, then I'll eliminate it completely. But there's a lot of things I won't say if I don't know about it, or I haven't done it, or I don't live it, okay? Basically, I live the life I talk to you about. Anybody that knows me can validate that. I'm who I am, online, at work, in the real world, okay? But people like I say, Jordan Peterson, who does not live his message. He's a psychiatrist who is mentally ill, okay? He's on drugs, okay? Again, message good, doesn't really live by his own message, okay? I've talked about, I'll tell you one, okay? David Goggins. I don't really listen to his videos, but I have read his books. I know who he is, obviously. I read his first book, Can't Hurt Me, and this second one I got is called Never Finished. I believe that's the title of the book, Never Finished. I'm about halfway through. And one of my critiques is on Goggins is not anything but hate. I mean, I don't hate on anyone that tries to do better. But my critique with him is, the first book, he talks about how he stretches for like 2 to 4 hours or something fucking crazy like that. Well, that doesn't work for fucking people that have a fucking real life, okay? That works for a fucking man who's single and basically runs and speaks. That's a lot of time, but that's his whole life, okay? That isn't going to work for me. I'm not stretching. I mean, maybe I could if I did it throughout the day, but it's still not going to be a fucking 2 to 4 hours every fucking day. It's not going to happen. So this book I'm reading now is, and you all know David Goggins runs ultra marathons, and he was talking about how he ran the Leadville 100, and he didn't do it in like 10 years. Now, David Goggins always talks about his injuries. He's always hurt, beats his body up. I don't think that's, it's smart. He's always talking about the grind and everything and making himself tougher and hard to kill. Well, in the book, he ran the Leadville 100 after 10 years of running, never running. So he does the the Leadville 100. Okay, he gets it, does good. I'm not sure where he placed. Not real well, but he still finished it in a pretty good time, but not as good as his other ones. But he was happy with it. Great. Not an easy race. Then he talks about how his body starts to fucking shut down on him. Okay? He starts talking about how he can't hardly walk. And he talks about when he gets into the place, whatever he's at, Airbnb, wherever he's at with his girlfriend or wife, I'm not sure. And he falls and collapses on the floor. Well, she takes a blanket and covers him up and, puts it, and he's ready to lose his bowels. Okay? He's ready to shit himself. So she pulls the blanket up and throws a big black trash bag under him, and he shit himself. He just couldn't even make it to the bathroom. Now, I don't know about you, but I am never, unless I'm on my way out, that's going to happen. I don't feel that makes any fucking sense in the real fucking world. In the past, whatever, men were fucking, living to survive, how to be outdoors. They couldn't live like that. If they lived like that, they would die, okay? You can't incapacitate yourself. He talks about being hard to kill. Well, at that very moment, he was easy to kill. Because if you're putting your body through that much that you're shitting all over the place and you can't get up and you have to have somebody fucking take care of you like a fucking newborn, well, I got a problem with that, okay? But he can do him, and he's fucking out there making all this fucking money, I guess, and he's speaking, everybody wants to hear him. Again, I like the mental toughness aspect of it, but you know what? I look at like wrestlers like Dan Gable. You don't know who he is? Check him out. Dan Gable was arguably the best amateur wrestler of all time, okay? And they talk about his workouts. And his workouts, he wanted to wrestle so hard that he would have to be carried out of the wrestling room. It never happened, he said. But these guys wrestle to throwing up. But these guys are still hard to kill after these fucking insane, crazy bouts of fucking physical activity against another fucking man. Okay? So when I see David Goggins doing this to himself, talking about being hard to kill, and then puts himself in a position where he is easy to kill, and he's essentially no more functional than a newborn baby at that moment, then I look, like I said, at these fucking amateur wrestlers. These wrestlers, these amateur athletes are amazingly conditioned, and I can tell you right now, if I have a choice, I'm going to fucking go the way of the fucking amateur wrestler compared to the ultra fucking runner. That's just who I am. I like the messages people put out there, but if they don't live them, I'm more than likely not going to follow it. Okay, take bits and pieces, but again, I look at the guy and the message they're pushing, and are they actually living it? It's the guy out there that tells you, I'm a good guy, I go to church, but yet he's got the victim mindset. The victim mindset is a fucking losing mindset. That is basically a person that has a victim mindset. I believe that's a mental illness, okay? And when the doctor puts you on a prescribed medication to combat that, and then you use booze to help you with that, and then you cry victim, you can't push that. Your fucking message is fucking lost on me, okay? Because you can't handle your own shit, okay? If you don't like it, you're triggered by it, I don't know what to fucking tell you. That's just who I am. It's just what I believe, and I'll bring more to it later.